1, 2, 3. Testing, testing. Okay. No, chat's working. Welcome in, Rihan. For some reason... There it goes. Now it's working. Okay, it wasn't working before. I said chat is just disabled for this stream. Testing 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, stream. Testing 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, stream. Okay, I sound good. How you doing, Rihan? I'm doing alright. Not much is up. Just trying to get some editing in, even if I don't have the most time. I think I'm gonna work on the presets we were working on last time. Making some solid presets would be a big deal to me. I don't know how you managed to be here at the very beginning of every stream, man. Honestly, pretty impressive. Boom, boom, boom. Okay. No, I'm using Windows 11. I just always preferred having my hotbar like this. So it looks like Windows 10, but it's actually Windows 11. I just like the way this looks. It's what I'm used to. Although I get it. I get it. Okay. What was I working on? I think I was trying to do it in the Fusion page. I'm going to give it a test without the Fusion page. And I needed a specific effect. I think I favorited it. Adjustment clip. It's about a minute long. Can I affect the duration of this? I want it to be exactly 1 minute long. Do I have a hotkey for that? You sure do. Probably as close as I can get. Now, to this adjustment layer, it would have a crop and a position. I'll drag the crop down to what I want it to be. Something like this will add some softness. Do -25. And like this might need to be adjusted at any given moment. Actually, make it 25. Oops. What the heck did I just do? Why did it move there? My cursor moved. Okay. These are the settings I want. I do want to move it though. I'll swap over to the transform tool down here. I like this option. I actually do like that a lot. Drag this up, making it a wee bit smaller. Can I even just move the anchor point? Always a battle. Not bad, honestly. I want it to be something like that. And theoretically, I did all of these adjustments to this right here. So I can go to my power bins. Rename this one that, and now I'll take this section, grab this, and boom, it makes it how I want it to be. Now, the issue we had last time, that we didn't have time to explore, is that I'd want this to be its own thing, and I still want the rest of the video around it. It appears that anything that's under it is going to get taken. So let's look it up. Clip adjustment, is that what it's called? Adjustment clip. Affect all the footage beneath it. 5 years ago. I like how that we're getting an Adobe ad on r/Davinci Resolve. Classic.
Adjustment clips. They are the best. They can save you a ton of time, so you absolutely should be using them. They exist within the effects library under effects right at the very top. You'll be using these a lot, so make sure to click the little star icon on your timeline, lengthen it out, give it a click, open up the inspector, come to the cropping area, and then simply crop the top and the bottom, and now you've got some nice letterboxing. Simple. What about that snap zoom effect like this, which you see all the time on YouTube? Again, really simple. I've got my adjustment clip in the inspector. I'm simply going to zoom in, change the position, and then wherever that adjustment clip is, it will automatically zoom in. What about a vignette? Easy. Go to Open Effects, use the magnifying glass, find the vignette effect, and then drop that onto the adjustment clip. And again, you'll have a vignette on everything underneath the adjustment clip. The same thing applies for all of the other effects within this open effects area. So we can pop some blur on there, we could pop mosaic on there, we can scroll down and find glow or halation, and we can drop all of those on that adjustment clip to create different effects. You can even use them for dynamic zooms like this, which are awesome for videos and slideshows. Give it a click in the inspector, scroll down to dynamic zoom, toggle it on, and then as we hit play, it's just going to zoom out on that adjustment clip. Underneath the preview window, click the little drop down, go to dynamic zoom, and then you can change the scale and the type of zoom,
Wow, I didn't know
which is
dynamic
happening
zoom existed,
on your adjustment
though.
clip. You can even use them for color grading. With your adjustment clip on your timeline, simply jump over to the color page and you'll see the adjustment clip appear within your clips. Then you can do any sort of grading, and again, that color grade will appear on any clip underneath the adjustment clip. You can even use them to create fusion effects as well. Stick around till the end because I've actually used adjustment clips to make really simple whip transitions, which you're not going
Well, come on, Rejan? I might be saying your name wrong. Welcome in.
to want
How
to
you doing?
miss. Reason number 2, adjusting the length is a doddle. The joy of using adjustment clips is that once you've applied that effect, you can make it as long or as short as you need to be. If you'd applied the effect directly to the clip,
I want to test something. I want to make... So this is a preset now in my power tools. My power bins. I'm going to delete this. I'll make a compound clip with this. We're going to show stacked timelines. Can I not edit this on its own timeline? Am I crazy? Was that never an option? Man. What am I editing? Currently I'm working on a preset. I want to make a preset that makes doing certain things inside of Overwatch, like when I make my Overwatch clips, much more accessible, much easier, more simple is the goal. And I don't think I understand compound clips very well. Hold on, let me try something again. I'll link everything up again. We'll drag this out of the way. I have this effect. I'm going to throw it on here. I'm going to grab these two. I'll make them a compound clip. Boom. Drag this one under it. And no. I can't quite do what I want to do. You're also learning editing. Heck yeah. You using Davinci? I'm assuming you would be if you're here. This compound clip still affects everything beneath it.
clip itself, you can't always just make that clip longer or shorter because it'll ruin your edit. But with an adjustment clip, you can. Once it's on your timeline, you can simply click on the ends to lengthen or shorten the adjustment clip as you usually would. So this adjustment clip has a vignette and a snap zoom. So wherever that adjustment clip hits, it's just going to zoom in and apply the vignette. And if we realize we don't want it quite this long, we can just make it a little bit shorter and the effect will end after the adjustment clip, which leaves me
I actually want to mess around with dynamic zoom like he was doing there. Dynamic zoom. And there should be an option here. My question is there an option always there? I guess it's always been there. I didn't know that. Dynamic zoom, we can change. That shows where it starts, and over the length of the clip, I think it will. Okay, okay. So if I make my this clip much shorter, and I turn on dynamic, to move much quicker, because by the end of the clip, it wants to be back to its normal state. Yeah, Davinci's great. Big fan of Davinci. Interesting that dynamic zoom's just an option. I like it. Fascinating. Okay, we keep going.
Nicely onto reason number 3, you can lengthen these out over multiple clips. Again, if you'd applied the effect to just one single clip, as soon as it gets to the next clip on your timeline, that effect will no longer be applied. With an adjustment clip, you can just lengthen it over the edit points and you're good to go. So I've got my edit points already done. I want to apply that snap to zoom with my vignette. I simply lengthen this out over those cuts and it's still just going to work exactly as before. Easy peasy. That means you can do all of the boring cutting to begin with and then come back and apply all the effects afterwards just using an adjustment clip. Winner. Now reason number 4 is another massive time saver. You can copy and paste these adjustment clips really quickly to apply the same effects somewhere else on the timeline. And the easiest way to do this, give the adjustment clip a click on your timeline, hold the Alt key or Option if you're on a Mac, click and drag, and you can really quickly copy that adjustment clip, which means, especially for something like a snap zoom, you can really quickly build up your timeline by simply clicking, holding Alt, dragging to make as many of these as you like, putting them all in the right position. Which also means if you've got an effect somewhere you don't want it, it's really simple to just simply delete that adjustment clip rather than trying to remove the effects from the clip itself. All of which goes to save you even more time. And lastly, reason number 5, it's really quick and easy to save these adjustment clips, allowing you to quickly save color grades, effects, transforms, zooms, whatever, without doing anything too fancy. So I've got this adjustment clip here. What I'm going to do first is give it a name. So in the inspector, we're going to go to File, and we've got Name. I'm going to call this Zoom with Vignette, and then if I drag this back into my media pool, it always sits within the media pool. So now if I was to delete everything from my timeline and just realize, oh, I need that zoom, I can grab it from my media pool, put it on my timeline, and that effect is ready to go. If you want to have access to this to every single project you ever open, either previous projects or new projects, activate Power Bins by clicking on these 3 dots and making sure that the Show Power Bins is ticked. Power Bins will appear here within your media pool, then you simply drag that into there, and then every project you open, you've got this zoom with vignette. It's always there, ready to go. And in my Power Bin, you can see I've got some whip transitions, which I can just drop onto my timeline, hit play, and we've got a real nice whip transition. If you want to make those for yourself in literally a few minutes just using one node within the Fusion page, make sure to watch this video next.
Whip pan. Oh,
Thanks
that
for watching,
was
folks.
cool. I don't know how the transition works across multiple clips. I'm actually gonna hold on. I'm gonna go back. We're definitely throwing that in the learning Davinci. Nope, in the help of videos. Let's see, at playlists.
Adjustment clips. They are the best. They can save you a ton of time, so you absolutely should be using them. They exist within the effects library under effects right at the very top. You'll be using these a lot, so make sure to click the little star icon to put them in your favorites down here so they're really quick and easy to access. Grab them from there, drag them onto your timeline, and boom, you're good to go. So what exactly?
There they are. Okay, making sure they still work. I'm also gonna add this.
Hey, whip transitions. They're a bit of a classic because they look cool and they're surprisingly easy to make in Davinci Resolve. And you can save them into your media pool and Power Bins so they're always there, ready to go. Simple. But before we get into it, let me just take 20 seconds of your time to thank this video sponsor, Audio. Audio is a music subscription service with a ton of awesome music and awesome sound effects. And you can get your first
What was his name? Who gave me this idea? Custom UI presets. This is what I want. Oh, okay, no, this is not what I want. We can make preset layouts, I'm pretty sure is what this is going to show me.
So you want to edit faster in Davinci Resolve, you want to feel like you're organised, and you want to be able to get more work done in less time. One of the simplest ways to do that is to set up custom UI layouts. Come up to the workspace, and you can start to configure things for your default setup. I'm going to turn on my second monitor to use as a colour grading monitor. I'm going to switch into full screen window mode just to give myself more space on screen. If I wanted to, and I was operating on a smaller screen, what I could do is turn off this show page navigation, watch what happens at the bottom. I'm going to turn this back on. I'm going to turn off the media pool. I'm going to turn off the inspector if it was on, and I'm also going to switch into single viewer mode just so I can see what's happening in a timeline. I'm going to come over here, and I'm going to select the video track height and select the audio track height, and I'm sets to the preset as we had it set up in the first place. So I'm going to use this layout as the basis for the next custom layout. And for this layout, I want to set things up for when I'm actually adding clips. So I'm going to turn on the media pool. I'm going to come to these 3 dots here, and I'm going to turn off smart bins. And instead, I'm going to turn on power bins and expand this up. And these power bins are used for all sorts of things that I use quite often. So this layout I'm going to use when I'm putting together my timeline for the initial edit or the initial construction of the program. And in this case, perhaps I wanted a bit more space in this window to work with the clips. Come back to the workspace menu, back to layout presets, choose save layout as presets. And I'm going to call this one edit adding clips. You can call this whatever you like, and click OK. Now if I come back to the workspace menu, layout presets, we've now got 2 presets we can quickly switch between. If I want to just focus on the cutting, I can choose edit focus load preset. And if I come back to layout presets, choose edit adding clips, I get back to this layout. But that's not all. Davinci Resolve 19 actually made these custom workspaces even more usable. Oh, and by the way, these layouts also apply to the other pages, so you could create custom layouts for the color page if you wanted to. When you create a custom layout, it also saves the UI layout for the other pages within Davinci Resolve. So what is this cool feature from Davinci Resolve 19 that makes custom UI layouts so much easier and actually worth doing half the time? It's the fact that now we can set up custom keyboard shortcuts for these first 5 layout presets that we create. To do that, come up to the Davinci Resolve main menu, choose keyboard customization, and what you want to do in this search box here is search for workspace, and then just come down here and expand layout presets. You can see we've got these 5 possible shortcut keys that we can set up, and these correspond to the first 5 custom UI layouts that you create. To create a keyboard shortcut for one of these layouts, click on it and click in this box here so it turns red, and then just use your keyboard to select the keyboard shortcut combination. I'm going to use the Alt and the numeric keypad number 1 for preset 1, and for preset 2, I'm going to use Alt and the numeric keypad number 2. Once you've done that, you need to click save, and if you haven't currently customized your keyboard layout, you need to enter a preset name for the new keyboard layout.
That's cool. It is not what I was looking for, though. Okay. Yeah, none of these are what I want them to be. So we're gonna just look it up here. Because I know that someone came to my chat mentioning this. No, I don't want to arrange those. It's like, I want to use adjustment clips. Because it is super easy just to be like, boom, adjustment clip. Hello? Ah. It is super easy to make an adjustment clip, but can I make an adjustment clip not make everything else invisible? And then this is where my friend comes in. I don't have anyone specifically here, and this is where he excels. Let's see. Okay. Okay. Hmm. Hello? What did I do? I'm in the spinning wheel of death here. And all I did was move a timeline and accidentally middle click. I'm sorry, Davinci. I'm sorry it has to be this way. I could render them out? Hmm. Like the clips you want affected and right click and compound clip. Okay. Delete. I want this one to be affected. I'll make a compound clip. I know compound clips have been heavily critiqued. And that's not going to do anything I want, huh? Yeah. Oh, I'm going to ask him another question. Like how Copilot's just like right on the top. They're trying. Okay. I want to make a preset in Davinci, Dissolve, that lets me apply a crop and what's it called on here? Transform, of course. Actually, I have an idea, depending on what this is saying. Oh, this is not what I wanted. Yeah, this isn't anything I want. I think the direction I'm going to go is actually a video we just saved not too long ago. I've done it before, I just need a reminder. $4.99! Oh, it's so close to 500. Camera Tim gets to be at the top of my list.
Hey everybody, it's
Okay,
Camera Tim.
create your
and
own
I'm gonna say-
presets. How long is this video? I've done this before. We're gonna just make my own preset.
This video is sponsored by Squarespace. Hey, what up folks? It's Alex here. Now, I've got a real quick tutorial for you today, and all I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how to create really simple, basic presets for the edit page within Fusion. Now, if the word Fusion scares you, don't worry, we're going to keep it really, really simple. All I'm going to do is show you how to save a text plus as a title, and then make them accessible on the edit page. So you don't need to worry about using power bins. They will just appear within the effects library, you drop them on your timeline, and you're good to go. Now, we're also going to do the exact same thing using the open effects. So if you ever use anything from the open effects category, so let's say drop shadows, or any of the blur, or mirrors, or JPEG damage, whatever, any of those, I'm going to show you how to create a template using those, and again, it will sit in your effects library. You can customize it, do what you like with it, and then it's always there, ready to drop on whatever you like. So grab yourself a drink. This won't take too long. It's going to be a really chilled out, old school style tutorial. And yeah, get to it. So the first one we're going to do is the text plus, because this is the easiest one. This honestly is incredibly easy. All you need to do, go to titles, grab your text plus, and drop it on your timeline. I've got a solid color. Let's just get rid of that. We don't actually need it. So here's my custom title. Now the reason we're using text plus is because text plus is the Fusion based title. A standard text isn't Fusion based. Text plus is built within Fusion anyway, which is why this method is super simple. Plus the text plus just gives you more customization options than the standard text anyway. So we've got our text plus here, and let's just put in Mr. Alex Tech. Whatever, put in the thing that you want. So if you use this for a title, for an intro, for whatever during your videos, something you do often, pop it in here, and then change all of the settings as you usually would. So let's just grab any font. I'm not going to mess around too much with this. Let's change the color. Oh, I don't know, make it green. Change all of the things within here. We can even go to shading. Let's pop on the red outline and do all the things that we usually do. We'll put the black shadow on there as well. Once you're done, at the very top right hand corner, you've got this sort of magic wand Harry Potter icon. This will take you into Fusion. So we're going to give that a click. And all it's going to do is going to drop us in Fusion with our text plus. It's labeled as a template on our nodes area. But if you look in the inspector, all of these controls are exactly the same. So this shouldn't be anything too weird. Now you can customize any more options in here if you need to. I'm happy with that. I'm not happy with that. It's horrible. But let's pretend I am. And we just need to export this. So we're going to come down to our nodes. All we need to do, right click on the word template on this node down here. Right click, go to settings, and then save as. We need to save this in a very specific folder so that it pulls through onto the edit page. Now the problem is, Davinci Resolve, it likes to open random files. I don't think it always opens the same folder every time, so yours might be a little bit different. So I'm going to show you a real quick way of just dropping it in a standard location and then making sure it's in the right place, because trying to navigate the files, yeah, it's a pain. So yeah, let's do that. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to go to my desktop and I'm going to create a folder. This just needs to be in literally any location that's easy to access. So I've got a folder on my desktop. I'm going to call it macro. We'll open that up. And I'm going to call this ugly green title, because that's exactly what it is. And then we're just going to hit save. Now stick within Fusion. Open up the effects library by clicking on effects, top left hand corner, and then open up templates, edit, titles. Now if you actually click on the word titles, you can either right click and then show folder, or just highlight titles, click on the three little dots on the right.
hand corner and then show folder, because that's exactly what it is. I'm going to create a folder. This just needs to be result. It likes to open random files. I don't think it always opens the same folder every time, so yours might be a little bit different. So I'm going to
2 times is a little too fast.
show you a real quick way of just dropping it in a standard location and then making sure it's in the right place, because trying to navigate the files, yeah, it's a pain. So yeah, let's do that. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to go to my desktop and I'm going to create a folder. This just needs to be in literally any location that's easy to access.
I have made a folder. I just don't know where I put it. There it is.
So I've got a folder on my desktop. I'm going to call it macro. We'll open that up and I'm going to call this ugly green title, because that's exactly what it is. And then we're just going to hit.
How did you get there?
Now you can customize any more options in here if you need to. I'm happy with that. I'm not happy with that. It's horrible, but let's pretend I am. And we just need to export this. So we're going to come down to our nodes. All we need to do, right click on the word template on this node down here.
Okay.
Right click, go to settings, and then save as. We need to save this. It opens the same folder every time, so yours might be a little bit desktop. And I'm going to create a folder. This just needs to right click and then show folder, or just highlight titles, click on the 3 little dots in the right hand corner, and then show folder. Either way will work. And then this will open up this template edit titles folder. So this is where all of the titles sit that are available on the edit page. Now at this point, you can create custom folders. So you can see I've actually got a few for different reasons. If I want to create one, I simply right click, new, folder. I'm going to call this one ugly titles, whatever. Call this whatever you want. This will appear as a drop down within your effects library so you can stay organized. Let's open this up. And there we go. Now I'm going to open up my macros folder, ugly green title. We're just going to copy this and paste this into here. So now we've got our ugly green title into our ugly titles folder. Come up with better names. Don't use those titles, but you know what I mean. You know what to do. Now we can close those down. Back within Fusion, if we expand title.
Welcome in, Harsh. How you doing, yo? How you doing? Watching a tutorial to make a preset. Done it before, just need more experience, and I just accidentally hit a number.
We're just going to copy this and paste
Doing
this
fine?
into here. So now we've got our ugly green title.
Where does
into our...
fine land on a scale from 1 through 10? Give me like your best honest answer. Is fine like a 5? Right in the middle?
ugly titles folder. Come up with better names. Don't use those titles, but you know what I mean. You know what to do. Now we can close those down. Back within Fusion, if we expand titles, we can now see we've got my ugly titles folder, and within there, I've got ugly green title. So now if we go back to the edit page, that should have updated within here too. Sometimes it doesn't. If you...
It is a 5 out of 10. I hope I didn't influence that response too much. I'm glad you're fine and not worse, but I hope your day gets better.
If you don't see your folder, don't panic. Just basically close Davinci Resolve, open it back up, and it should
What brings you to this side of the internet? And how should I say your name? Harsh Neil Golhar, 7296.
be there. So let's delete that text. Ugly titles, and now got my ugly green title. We can just pop it on there, and it's good to go. Done. Create as many of these as you like. Create as many folders as you like to stay organized. Now you can do the exact same thing for effects. So anything that appears within the open effects area. It's marginally more complicated, but it's essentially the same process. So let's take a quick look at that. So let's get rid of my title. I'm going to turn on my solid color so we can see what we're doing. So when I refer to open effects, I'm referring to these. So this is back on the edit page within the effects library, all of these effects. So you've almost certainly used some in the past. You've maybe used some of the blurs, or probably the drop shadow, or blanking fill, edge detect, anything from within here, even multiples of them, you can save as your own little template. So what I'm going to do, just going to grab a PNG, put it on there, we use the Resolve logo. So we don't actually apply the effect though from the edit page. So we don't want to do that. What we want to do is open up this PNG within Fusion. So I'm going to right click and I'm going to open in the Fusion page. We're essentially just using this image as a template so we can create the thing. It doesn't actually matter what it is really. And then from the effects library, once again, you've got...
It is an Indian name, just call Rayan. It's my game name. Got you, Rayan. I got you.
Open effects. Now if you have a look, all of these are exactly the same as you'd see on the edit page. So if you've used the open effects, you'll know what you're doing with this. So if we just scroll up, let's find the drop shadow. And we're going to put this on here.
So this isn't quite what I
And
want,
what we
but
need
it's
to do,
good
we
to
click, we drag,
learn,
and then we just
or
put our
at least
cursor until
be
this
aware.
yellow line turns to yellow and blue, and then release, like so, so it's attached. If you miss, so you just drop it here, just hold shift on your keyboard, click, drag, and then you'll be able to pop it on there. On our preview, you can see we've got our drop shadow, and within the inspector, again, we've got all of the controls you'll be used to. So then you can just customize this. Let's, I don't know, let's make this really harsh and obvious so we can see it. Let's say that I want this drop shadow within my effects library so I can just grab it whenever I want. Once you're done, all you need to do, right click the drop shadow node, but this time we go into macro and then create macro, and this window will appear. Give your macro a name. This is important because this is the name.
Create macro. This is where I want to be. Kind of. I just want like...
Name that's going to appear on the edit page. So I'm just going to call this hard shadow or whatever. And then on the left here, you can see we've got drop shadow 1. And then
Here, actually, I want to take a look. Delete that. No. What I'm looking for is not in there.
under controls, you may need to expand them. You'll see all of these tally with all of these things you've been amending within the inspector. So what we're doing here is we're ticking the things we want to be available to us within the inspector on the edit page. So I'm going to tick shadow strength, drop angles, blurs, and then all of the colors. Legacy comp and blends, I probably don't need those, so I'll leave them as they are. I'm just going to tick all of those. Once we're happy with that, we simply click File at the top, and then you can do a Save As or do a Save As group. It doesn't really matter unless you're going to be sharing it, so I'm just going to do a Save As for now. And I'm going to do the exact same thing. I'm going to go to Desktop, and I'm going to open up this macros, this easy to access macros folder. I've got my hard shadow.setting, so we're going to hit Save. Click on Effects, and then I could right-click, Show Folder, and once again, I could create my own folder within here. Within Fusion, we're just going to drag this over here. It'll change to say Copy. We'll release that, and it'll just install this hard shadow into my effects. Or something. I've got my Mr. Alex Tech. Within here, I've now got my hard shadow. We're going to drop that on my PNG.
Boom. Okay. Yeah, I am trying something new. I'm trying to essentially streamline my editing process. I like to make little Overwatch compilations. Usually they're going to be in like a vertical format. And what I want to do is just simply make either like a power bin, which would have been really convenient, but using adjustment layers is not quite what I'm looking for. Or just like in the effects page. I know I've done it before actually. How do I do this? I think Small Shake... Yeah, no, Small Shake wasn't like a Fusion preset. That would do it. Anyway. I want a drag and drop preset that will let me do... That's a good example of what I'm trying to do here. I mean, probably my channel. Let's be real. I want to be able to do... pretty much this. We'll do this one. No wonder she's scared. Why does it break every single time? On screen, you can see the health and my ability cooldowns as I'm just playing. And I usually do this by hand. And then last stream, Solingham was like, hey, I've seen people do like presets for that. Well, they'll just make a preset and then it's just for their game UI and then boom. So I'm just trying to figure out how to make a preset of the effects/inspector tab is my goal. That's kind of what I'm going for.
And job done. We have our hard shadow ready to go whenever we want it. If we give it a click in the inspector, go to effects, we have all of the same controls as we had before, but obviously if we reset them, it's going to default to that template that we created. Super duper simple. Now you can do this as well for more than one thing. It does start to get a little bit more convoluted, a little bit more complicated if you're using loads of different nodes and you're trying to create the macro, but it's essentially the same process. Let me show you really quick, but as mentioned, it does start to get a bit fiddly around this point. So we're going to do the same thing. I'm going to right click, we'll use this PNG again just for the example, and we're going to open in the Fusion page. Now what's really cool about this, if I go to template, edit, and effects, Mr. Alex Tech, I can use that template I've created to create new templates as well. So I'm going to drop the drop shadow on there. So we've got our hard shadow. And then I'm going to go to Open Effects. Now, quick note, it doesn't have to be Open Effects. You can use anything within Fusion. I designed this tutorial around using Open Effects because it's what you're familiar with from using on the edit page. But yeah, go to town, explore, experiment, pick whatever you like from the Fusion page if you're feeling brave. I'm going to go JPEG damage. So I'm going to grab that. I'm just going to plonk it down here. I'll put it before the hard shadow. Again, if you miss it, hold shift and drag. In the inspector, we've got all of our controls, so we can adjust the quality, do whatever we want with this. And again, we do the same thing, but this time what we need to do, click your mouse into like an empty area of the nodes, hold, highlight both the things, so both of our nodes. Then we're going to right click, macro, and create macro. Give it a name. I'm going to call it.
Okay. What I think I'm going to try. What I think I can do. Let's take a looky. We'll take this and we'll open this into the Fusion page. Not quite what I was wanting. There it is. I have this in the Fusion page. And theoretically, aren't there adjustment layers in here? Well, we're going to play a game. What's the tool called? Edit? Transform? Probably oh, I can probably disable transform, huh? Boom, transform. I'm going to use the tip he gave of holding shift. So we're seeing media out. On untransform, I can change stuff. And then, is there a crop? There sure is. Okay, I think I'm getting the idea of how this works. Okay. So, I actually kind of think I want crop to happen first. We're in a crop. Oh, is there a way to affect the softness? This is physically changing the size of my media. I'm not sure how I feel about that. Top comment, let's take a look. The cool banana. The only thing I would add to this video is to tell everyone, do not try to create a fusion preset if your animation is in the middle of a clip. As Resolve saves the exact keyframes, make sure you turn on the clip into a new fusion clip and that the keyframes at the bottom are 0. Keyframes at the bottom most definitely probably weren't. We'll take their advice. Boom, we're going to go here. I'm actually going to delete this. Copy this one out. Right click, new fusion clip. Open the fusion page. Timeline says it's at 0. And we're going to do the exact same thing we just did. We're going to grab the crop. We're going to transform. If I'm thinking... I mean, we didn't see this one. What does this one do? Crop. Okay, that's a paid feature. Okay, noted. This is the basic crop. Let's try not to transform first. Crap, what did I just do? Okay. Okay, if I do it here, I'm not cropping the physical... Okay, QP center doesn't let me affect that. So I'm just moving it with this crop. Fusion. I'm gonna burn all my time on figuring out fusion today. Oh, I don't want to crop. What I actually want is gonna be a B-spline. Or actually, probably better yet, it's probably gonna literally just be a square. I want this to be right over this. It's not affecting the output. Maybe it's before? How about you crop 2 footages and add them to the main one and sync the timeline? I'm not sure if I follow. I crop like by doing it by hand, like how I was doing before. I'm not sure if I follow, and I do apologize for that. and sync the timeline? I don't know if I follow. I do apologize again. Try my best. You might be right, though. Although right now this is the direction I'm going. I have my mask how I want it. This is how I want it to look. And theoretically, I could add a transform on top of this to move this to where I want. Or can I just move this media? No, I need something. I need a tool to move it with. Crop your health bar from the footage and add it to the same footage, but on a different side of screen. I feel like I'd have to see a visual representation. I could do that by hand, but the point I'm trying to do here is that I want to make this so that I can just drag and drop this and do all of what you're saying, I believe, in one click. I want to make a preset so that everything is all in one click. That's what I'm aiming for. What did I just do? Have any good way to see? But jumping back and forth, I don't think you can get the guides.
In Adobe programs before, where you can just align a line to wherever you want in the viewer screen, and you can align anything to it. The way that you activate the guides is that you go on the edit page here, you go however you want from the top, that, and then it actually shows up in Fusion as well. So if you just hit Control G when you have the viewer selected, that shows any guide that is in the viewer.
Oh boy, howdy. What is that hotkey? Well, I didn't know that hotkey existed. Boom. This changes everything. I want it to fit within those two bounds. Like so. Like that. And maybe, just maybe, I can copy these two. I'm gonna try to call this our health bar. I don't have permission. Let's see if I can give it permission. I don't only play FPS games. It's largely what I play though. Like on a day-to-day basis, I do enjoy Overwatch. I used to play a lot of Valorant. Never really got into CSGO, Siege, Call of Duty, anything like that. I didn't really ever get into. I guess I'm more into that cartoonish animated style FPS. On my Twitch, I play Minecraft. I've played Hollow Knight, Silksong, Yalu, a bunch of games actually. Wow, remember I was on this page. Grab those two. Settings, save as. It's now running as administrator. I can save it there now. Okay. Now what? I technically saved it to my edit. Where did that save it? Fusion, templates, edit, effects. It's in my effects and presets folder. Theoretically. Effects. Presets. There you are. So, what kind of games do you play, Ran? Theoretically, I take any footage I want. Boom. Footage. We'll do all this. I have footage. I'm gonna unlink it. I'm gonna make another one on top because I just want this to be the health. I should be able to go to effects, preset, Overwatch health. Which makes it black. We're gonna open a fusion. You have a decent computer, but you don't actually have a way to buy the games. Dang. That's really unfortunate, actually. It's a bad combo. I'm sorry. That's rough. Do you have any games that you currently own that you like? And it does not do what I want it to do. So you owe. I mean, I have no comment on that for legal reasons. You have fun though. Is it worth all the effort? Then what made me make a macro? That's what he was doing. You've had a virus. Oh man, that sucks. That's the danger. That is the danger of doing what you were doing there. People like to take advantage of that. But you reinstalled and you're back up and running. That's good. What did I just do again? Hockey's gonna drive me mad as I'm trying to just drag this around. Oh, nice. No, Linux rocks. Do you suggest Mint? Is Mint any good? I see. A lot of the games you want to play are likely not gonna work with Wine or Linux very well. Oh my goodness, that hotkey is driving me mad. I don't think there's a button or a way to change my mouse settings very easily. You're not disturbing me. Dude, I'm chilling. I'm having a good time just chatting. Oh. No, I'm chilling. You're not disturbing me at all. I'm just trying to figure this out. Because I did it again. Is there a hand tool? No, I'm sure everyone just middle clicks, but mine has that happening all the time. What even is that hotkey? Hmm. Boom. I have it where I want. I'm going to select these two. We're going to make a macro. I want the macro to have the mask. kind of want to have all the settings. We'll see how much I regret that. I'm just going to select everything so I don't miss anything. This is how I've made the previous ones.
I did not mean to become the Smiling Friends director. In fact, when I started working on the show, I was a
And you-
baby, 19 years old. I'd never.
We finished our video. We'll do Ocean Dweller. Probably don't need any of that though. Okay. Have all these, and I saw this in this other guy's in Alex's tutorial. Might just go there rather than here. Okay, I can find where I want to save it. We're gonna save this in a different folder than this actually. I want it here. Boom. We're gonna call it this. It is saved. We go to the edit page, and we need new footage because we've messed around with this one a bunch. I want to make sure this works. Oh, Alt just grabs what? What control? It. Oh. Okay. Oh. Alt, when I click that, only grab the video. Fascinating. Yeah, we have our footage. I'm gonna make a copy of the footage. I'm going to the effects tab. Presets. I still have Overwatch here. It definitely selects the area that I'm thinking I want. It just does the black and white though. Because the background's not even. Yeah, the background's checkerboard, so this is just doing its own thing. Wow. This is the part about learning. Let's just make a macro of literally this rectangle. I won't add any options to edit it. I'm just gonna call this rectangle. We're gonna save it inside of this folder. And now have rectangle. Delete, remake. And it does that again. When applied, it just adds a white haze. Why? I'm not saving it as a macro this time. I don't know what I saved it as. It's still a setting. I just saved it, like quick saved it maybe? Boom. Rectangle 1. And it makes it go black. Claude camera? Like Claude AI? Cloud camera thing. Like upload a picture of what I'm trying to do to Claude AI. Maybe. Mess around a bit more. I'm curious on why it just makes a white box instead of, or like, so the two ways I've saved it, I have two options now. I really like how this one looks, by the way. I think it's like a really good outline of what I want to do. When applied, what I'm getting, so like what does work is my Renegari default throws text on screen. It's a part of this somehow. I don't know how I did that and why I did that. Power bins is more of what I want. Then I have small shake. Which is shaking the screen just a little bit. And then I want Overwatch health, which just does this. I don't know why this one just makes it invisible. I'm gonna stick with ChatGPT just for a second, then maybe I'll move to Claude AI here. Since I don't have anyone to ask directly. Connect it with something. I guess that could be the reason, is that I'm connecting this. Oh, wait, hold on. Okay, so hold on. My thought process here is that the rectangle is connected directly to Media 1. And then I'm saving it as a preset as it's connected to Media 1, which might not be exactly what we want. Or was it trying to save like a specific frame again? Hold on. This is saved to frame 0, so it's not like trying to find a specific frame. Oh no, it's just gonna do it again. It might be what he's saying is that it's connected to like the media itself, not a transform. Having a moment of disbelief. It's not coming through, of course. Oh, it is. It disappears under the footage, though. Hold on. We have a group. I'm going to... I can't make a macro of a group. Noted. Okay. Select those two. Create a macro. Nope. Oh, hello, Bright Dawn. Wow, your timing's impeccable. You remember last time how I was working on trying to make a preset so that I can just drag and drop it onto any footage and just get my health and my abilities up to where I want them to be masked and pretty without having to spend all the time doing it? I spent the last hour failing. And you might be the person with the answers, but unfortunately I don't have a lot of time left. I do have to go to work soon and prepare for work. Maybe I could get your wisdom before I go. I can tell you what I've been trying, and like the videos I've been watching, and the questions I've been asking AI because I don't know how to get the other search queries I want. I'm watching some Mr. Alex Tech about making macros and about making saved presets. What's the issue though? The adjustment clip is phenomenal. I love how easy it is to make it, to use it. The issue is that if I'm wanting to use it in my application, from what I was researching, it's always going to affect every layer beneath it unless you say otherwise, right? I technically still do have it in my power bin. The issue is I thought that the adjustment layer would not quite work for what I want because I only want it to affect one layer of my footage and then have it on top, right? So boom, I can throw it here, but this is just gonna be like it, unless you probably know something I don't. I have this adjustment layer. It does exactly what I want it to do, but I only want to affect these two. I can make a compound clip, and it's going to still affect this one beneath it, even though the one beneath it is still the full video. You get my issue? Because I want to layer these. Maybe there's a workaround, I don't know. I kind of abandoned adjustment clips, even though I found some cool videos by Mr. Alex Tech of things I'm going to try with adjustment clips, because I think they're the right way to go for a lot of things. But in this case, they're not quite what I'm looking for. Unless... Hello? What's happening here? Yeah, no, that'd be helpful. I'd appreciate that, although I'm confused what's happening here. There is a threshold of it stops doing what it's supposed to be doing. Oh, I'm stupid, aren't I? I'm stupid. Yes. Because if we undo the compound clip, that's as long as it is. Okay. Yeah, I don't know. One of the things I'm like heavily considering, honestly, It's like one option that could work for me. It's just like a workaround. It's not as satisfying as actually having a solution or a preset made. Is I could just like edit one of these timelines to my exact specifications of the specs I want, save it to the power bin, add in copy attributes, paste attributes, which would just be, it's definitely quicker. Don't get me wrong, it's definitely quicker than the way I've been doing it. But it's not great. Actually, I'm gonna mess around with that and see if that's possible. Go into Fusion really quick. I'm in Fusion. I'm sat. Do I need to have anything specific in Fusion open, or what do you want? Let's see how the stream delay. Oh, with the adjustment clip? Yes, yes, yes. Boom. This is what it looks like. I have a rectangle getting what I want in the size, and a transform moving it to where I want on screen. I also learned about this hotkey. Big fan. Getting it to where I want on screen. And then whatnot. I can right click and add alpha output. What exactly am I right clicking here? I'm not exactly sure which source I'm going to click. I'm also not sure where that option is. Right click the node, and there's an option to add alpha output. Oh, the node space. Okay, that makes much more sense to me. Yes. And any empty space. Got it. Add tool. Add alpha output. Base page shows thumbnails, show force mask, force source, force active, edit macro, no macro, find, line up all tools to a grid, array, nope. Is it in the add tool screen? Scale is definitely not it, and options might be in here. This, the option you're talking about is not a paid option, is it? Yeah, I don't have Studio, I just have Resolve. It is not. Oh, interesting. Pretty sure I'm on the newest version. Oh, add alpha. No, we're close, but not there. Yeah. Learning any software or learning any concept here, you have these moments of like, dang, I did not conquer. I did not conquer it today. And it might take me a little bit longer before I can like be comfortable with it. But I will conquer this. alpha output. I do not have alpha output. I'm version 20.3.2. Is that might not be the most up to date. We're on 21 already? Or is this just the pre-release? Is this the pre-release? Yeah, the same as you are. Dang. I don't know what it's about then. That's what I thought. I saw Alex's video, like a bit of Alex's video on it. Well, dang. I will conquer you. I do want to try one thing before I go, I guess. This. Quickly make a crop. Oh, what's up? Select this, go to the color tab. Up here we have this. Add alpha output. Empty space. There it is. It's right here. I don't know how this works. I'm not very familiar with this. Do you want me to connect it? Technically, I selected the adjustment clip, but I'm not on the adjustment clip. Here's the adjustment clip. Connect clue and clue. Blue and blue. Boom. They're connected. The actual clip. Gotcha. Okay, I have the actual clip selected. They're connected. Oh, try how so? Making... Oh, wait, hold on. Wait. Try what? Like the adjustment layer, or just like saving that as a preset? You want to go home and try it out yourself? Valid. I think you lost me though. I have just enough time to see if this works, and then I do need to hop off and get ready for work. Okay. Boom. Boom. Have the clip itself selected. This exists now, it's connected, and now what? It is dotted indeed. It shouldn't be dotted. Deleted. And drag blue to blue. Yeah. Is defaulting dotted for some reason. I really need to stream these for longer. But I did like eat up all my time this morning. I'm glad I chose this over playing video games though. I have learned a lot, and I feel like my direction, my future is probably going to be more on this side of the computer. I will conquer this. Oh, do I have time? I don't really have time to mess around if I was wanting to mess around. I'm gonna try though. I just want to double check something. For now, the easiest option might very well just be copying attributes of a saved clip. Boom, I have that. Oh, okay, and then I'm going to transform. Physically get this up here. I'll even mess around with the anchor point. I have no idea. I've never used the color page before. That was all new to me. Boom. Pull in this footage. I copy, drag, I'll unlink, Alt V, and that is one way at least to make the process a little quicker. Would be just have the attributes tied up in something and copy and pasting it. Am I streaming tomorrow? What do I have tomorrow? Today's Thursday. I might very well stream tomorrow, actually. Ugh, my day off. So I might wake up early. Well, wake up at normal time and spend a few hours streaming. I would love that. You don't have to. Definitely don't feel like you are obligated to, but from what I've been seeing with adjustment layers, they are really cool. I really like what you can do with them. It's just a shame that the way Davinci's built makes my one simple application of the adjustment layer not quite work, because it wasn't really made for what I'm trying to do. And that's not a fault of Davinci, that's just me having a scenario where it just doesn't work out very good. Yeah. There's a lot I wish to understand more like that too. Where it's like, I don't understand what's going on, but I wish I did. I was messing around with the macros and presets of trying to like preset save certain things. And it is working properly. And I was just having weird I have no idea what this is about. But right now I do need to get ready for work. Thank you very much, Ryan. Oh, you don't know what's happening? I missed that. I missed that earlier, Ryan. I'm sorry. I was right there with you. I didn't know quite what was happening either. Regardless, I need to go get ready for work. I wanted to say a thank you to good old Sleepy Time Warrior for the great music. I'll probably get a little bit of copyright strikes on this, but yeah. Bye-bye, Ryan. I appreciate you tuning in. I hope I didn't get you in trouble or distract you too much. I'll catch you sometime. I'll catch you another time. Thank you very much for your help, right, Dawn? I guess my current solution, or my current workaround, is going to just be making presets like this, where I just have the clip, which is not great. I definitely want to do more with the adjustment layers. I think that's the way, honestly. 12 of midnight. Oh goodness, get some sleep, Rayan. Have a good night, y'all. Bye bye.